whatever we do at the gym.
That is ridiculous. Stop it. I'm going to get a selfie of myself on screen, on a podcast. Like, stop it.
Who are we starting with?
Nancy?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I feel like I'm on a talk show now for sure.
I feel like I'm on Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, wow.
Wow. What a great question. If you could send one text message to your future 80-year-old self, what would it say? Ooh. Well, it would start with congratulations, you made it.
Yeah.
Because the privilege of growing old is a privilege to grow old. What would I say? Wow, 80-year-old self. I think I would say it's so great you kept at it. It's so great that you lived your dreams. It's so great that you're still fit, healthy, in your right mind. And I think I would probably, it's so many things you could say, but I think I'd say I really, I love you. Like, I love you. I've spent a long time, I spent a very part of my life maybe doubting and questioning. You worked hard, you made it. I love you. I think that's the big message.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
Great. Wonderful.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah.
Alina?
Yeah.
I love it. This is fantastic. Do you do this with your clients?
No, we do this with our guests on our podcast.
Oh, well, it's a fabulous idea.
Oh!
Absolutely no way. No way. No, my 20-year-old self, I thought I was going to die before I was 30.
Oh, wow.
I just seemed such a long way off, because that was that whole Nostradamus thing at the time, and anyway, and so it was all doom and gloom. It seemed such a long way off. Absolutely no way would I ever thought I'd be doing what I'm doing now at 55. So at 20, I was still questioning the world. I was still, questioning myself. Where do I fit in? What do I do? I would just be, if you told me back then this is what I would be doing, I would find it really hard to believe.
Wow. Okay. What were your interests then as a 20-year-old?
Going out and having fun. Late nights. Dancing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just, I don't know, it's just, I was still a similar person. Like, I still loved nature, and I still loved, the sunrises. I still loved being outdoors. But yeah, it's completely different 20. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
wow.
if you could relive one day from your past, which one would it be and why? Without thinking too much into this, I would want to go back to that one day when I was backpacking in India. And there was one day, I was in my mid-20s at the time, backpacking in India. And I remember going up to this place where it's called Rajasthan. And is where everything is red soil, red, it's a red desert. Standing there and looking at the horizon and thinking about how beautiful the place was, and yet the people living there were really poor. So I had young kids running up to me, right? And they want to take photos with me, right? Because I look different from them. And there was this sense of innocence, that, and I still have that that photo, right? That place, just, yeah, it's a feeling like, a sense of peace, like being in this foreign place, and it's beautiful, it's rugged, and yet it's real in the sense that people are so poor, there, and they're living life in such a real way without the need for, richness or whatever, right? Just very simple. So I would relive that one day, when I was backpacking in India. Yeah. Rajasthan is beautiful. If you've never been, I highly recommend it. Yeah.
Yes, everyone should go to India once in their life.
Yeah.
It's a very humbling experience. Profoundly humbling.
Yeah. Yeah. I was there for 6 weeks backpacking. It just changed, how I viewed the world and viewed myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's brave at 20.
Yeah. I was 25, 24. Yeah, around that time. Yeah.
Brave. Okay.
Oh, right in the middle.
Oh, just got over.
What's one thing that
still makes me feel like a kid? Ooh. Makes me feel like a kid. Wow. Oh, Lena's going to hate this when I say this, but there's a particular candy that I used to eat when I was a kid. Like I love licorice. Licorice reminds me of being a child, but especially red licorice. It's quite hard to get here, the kind that I really like. It's imported from the US. But if I see that licorice, seriously, I know I shouldn't, but I have to buy it, and I just love it. And it just reminds me so much of being a child, because it was something I enjoyed when I was just a little kid. Takes me back home, because I'm quite a long way from my home. So yes, red licorice, that takes me back to my childhood. Terrible.
Yeah.
Sugar.
That's perfect example, because when I say to you, nutrition's never about food. It's about what we're connected to, what we're being brought up with, what we know is healthy, unhealthy, etc. And exactly what you just said, you have the licorice, not because you're wanting the sugar or anything, but because of the memories that it takes you back to.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Food is such a big thing, right? It takes us back, it takes us down memory lane. And when we think about favorite moments sometimes, or, how it makes us feel, a lot of times it's food.
Absolutely.
Connected to the emotions.
Absolutely.
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. It's the most.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. You've had many.
I've had quite a few. God, what have I done? I really don't know. I'm not out into jumping off planes or anything like that.
Wow.
Gosh. Actually, it was a memory that came up on Facebook today, 5 years ago today. We climbed Mount Cook up in northern Queensland, and apparently we were at the start, when we were going up, we were at the start of the wet season had just finished. So we had to navigate this trail on the way up, and I knew just from my own adventure racing, some of the markers to look, and I had a printout what to do. Anyway, what they don't tell you is these big orb spiders that were in there. And I had longer hair, and it's so hot and humid, and as a lady, when you brush your hair, you've got this, the hair strands, and being all hot and sweaty, it would stick. And I go, I was just annoyed by these hands. It was the spider webs.
Oh my God. Oh.
Anyway, I found I had another personality going up there. I just got this all of a sudden. yeah, just his personality was coming out, and I'm all for adventure and things like that, but it was just so technical. It was really difficult, and physically it was difficult because it was such a climb on the way up, and we found out later that normally that pathway just on the start of when the wet season finishes, normally someone will go up with a machete and and clear the path, because you get to a landing bit, and I knew at the start, right from the start, if you think that you're at the lookout, keep going, because you're not, because you're really disappointed. And then I could see, got to the top, and I thought, I know this is not it, and I'm trying to look for this pink tape, and way over yonder, down the hole, down this ditch, around the corner, I just spotted the pink tape. There we go. Okay, that's our trail again. Off we went. Anyway, we got to the most beautiful lookout, but I tell you what, it was an adventure to get there. And then we had to come back down.
Oh no.
There was a lot of bum shuffling, and normally I am really good going down, but it wasn't the type of trail just to, run down, and it was very technical. It took just as much time going down as what it did going up.
Wow.
So yeah, that's probably the most adventurous, as far as I found another ego that I didn't know. Yeah.
What's a midlife superpower developed over time? I would say, I don't know. I don't know what I would consider a superpower. Maybe I can't think of any, to be very
I can
honest.
think of one for you.
Yeah?
Just in the time that I've known you, just how you, I wouldn't call it a superpower, more of a confidence and knowing that, like where you are now with all your coaching, and how you've just blocked out the noise and you've just really believed in yourself. Something along those lines.
Thank you. I think that's my go-to space, when I was young, it was fake confidence, right? Like having to, with whatever trauma and all that I experienced, I have to fake through it, right? Fake the confidence, and then over time, you just become it, and so you have to make that fake real. Yeah. And I guess since I was young, I've never, shied away from doing things on my own. That's the thing now. So I'm living on my own right now. So people often ask me how I do it. Like, how do you live alone? Aren't you lonely? Never. So why would I be lonely, right? There's so much to do and so much to explore, like even in my internal landscape, right? And so maybe that's a superpower. Yeah. And also how people, I guess, how they see me and how I feel about myself. Like sometimes, it really doesn't match. That's an interesting question. I have to think about it some more. What's the midlife superpower?
You're listening more to yourself, aren't you, Shamala? You're listening more to yourself.
Yeah, I think so. That would be definitely has become much stronger ever since my daughter left for the UK, because I have more time, right, to myself, and more of that space within myself to be able to do that, and not having to be a mother. Yeah, so that helps. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was fun.
Those are great questions.
Yeah.
They're really interesting, very thought-provoking.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all very good to talk about, what we do and where we're at and how we see things. But when you sort of landed a question, you've with no preparation, no nothing, that's really relevant, it does make you stop and think. And I find they're the juicy bits of our podcast sometimes.
Yes.
It certainly takes you into some interesting spaces, because you can't, no matter who's answering, you can't not answer it yourself.
Yeah.
So as you're listening, you sort of think, oh my God, how would I answer that question?
Yeah.
It's interesting when in my 20-year-old self, if you gave me a question like this, if I knew it was, going to be, we're going to ask 3 questions, I would start to freeze because I'd want to make sure I'd give the right answer. Did I sound all right? Did I answer correctly? Was it okay? And
Yeah.
I think when you come from the heart, you can do no wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
I suspect the reality is that all of us, whether male or female, if you throw gender into it, have some case of imposter syndrome.
Yes.
I think that's the human part of the human condition. Is I'm not the real deal.
Yeah, I think so. No matter how successful a person is, right? They still get the imposter syndrome.
I suspect the more successful you are, the worse it is in many cases.
I think so. Yeah.
So I like that, Nancy.
Mm.
Yeah. And I even wrote about that. I covered that right at the end of my book. About the struggles that I had writing it. Who am I to say that I've had, X, Y, Z happen? Who am I to say this is what I would suggest? And oh my God, I delved right into it. And I still came to the conclusion, what I normally tell people anyway, feel the fear, do it anyway. If it comes from the best part, then it's for all the right reasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, even if you're phony, you still got there. I mean, I don't know. I find it such a weird condition, isn't it? That sort of imposter thing, because if you're there, it kind of implies you did the work to get there. Of course, I suppose it is possible you didn't, but I'd say the vast majority of people have done the work to get there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Not the selfie we do at the gym.
That is ridiculous. Stop it. I'm going to get a selfie of myself on screen, on a podcast. Like, stop it.
Okay, 1, 2, cheese.
Cheese.
Cheese.